Too cold though. Is it too cold? You're eating on dog food. You've already had your food. I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay, guys. Been going on vacation for almost 2 weeks and I've not cut. Just had my tractor serviced while I was gone, blade sharpened. And we're gonna see what little John Deere will do. Oh, I got a mess. Okay, let's see how she starts up for me. Fuel filter for clogging it. Started bogging down on me, so I was going on vacation. Had somebody to service it for me. Done a really good job. Okay, let's see what we got. Fuel of that. About a quarter tank of gas or diesel. We'll see what we can get done here. Well, I don't have the fancy fuel pumps or anything like that. So this is the way I gas mine or put diesel in mine. Got this little old kerosene. I guess it's a pump for the kerosene heater. I stick it in the tank and give it a couple of pumps and she does the rest. Of course I need 2 hands, so I'm gonna turn this off and take care of filling her up. Hey, that took me about 4.5 minutes, where it used to take about 10 minutes. And the reason why is because of this nozzle. They've ruined fuel tanks forever, but I never use it, so I'm not complaining. Let's get to. I don't know if anybody else does this, but I find that the grass has better way of escaping under my deck if I prop this up a little bit. I think it just hangs down a little too low. But anyway, I just drilled a hole through the front edge here, wrap the bungee cord around that, and it seems to do good. Well, hey guys, I hope you can hear me over this. But as you can see, I was mowing in this area until I realized my deck wasn't level, and that was my fault. Ended up scalping stripes in the yard here until I got about right there. And I realized that the guys that serviced my mower put the wheels up, and I didn't realize they were still up just past the garden line. Once I got past the garden here, it started cutting a lot better. I cut it about 1 inch higher than I normally do. It's about probably about 3/4 inches high. Down there where I scalped the yard up pretty bad. I have a lot of crawdads that like to build their homes up. Right here is a good spot where you can see where I scalped and I started figuring out what happened. Got over there, a lot better cut. But I'm gonna let it go about, I don't know, probably 4, maybe 5 days, depending on how much rain we get. I'm gonna go ahead and cut again. And I'm gonna try to cut this field tomorrow. The grass over there is a good 1.5 to 2 feet tall in some places. And that's gonna be a real treat. Put that on here also, I guess. Well, the reason why I'm making this video is because I bought some Megmo blades. And I was going to put them on before I mowed this time, but when I got the blades, they didn't exactly fit right, and when I put them on, they were just about 1/16 of an inch too long, and they were hitting each other as they rotated. So I'm taking them to a friend of mine that's got a machine shop, and I'm gonna let him take about 1/16 of an inch off of them end of the blades. And the hole in the center wasn't quite the diameter of the what's the little pulley where the blade's attached to. It was just a little bit short or smaller, so I'm gonna have him match that up so I can seat those blades on there all the way like the original blades are countersunk in there, and I'll use the new case hardened bolts that come with it, of course. But you know, when I ordered those blades, the guy at Megmo explained to me that his wife had recently passed away, and he was just coming back from having to deal with all that. And I told him I understood, and it took me about 3 weeks to get the blades in. And I'm not fussing about the minor imperfections, you know, that I needed adjusted on, but I'm really eager to try them out. And that's why I wanted to cut the field with the regular blades and get it on film, and then that way when I use the Megmo blades, I want to make sure that the Megmo blades do indeed have a more superior cut. I've not cleaned out from under my deck yet. I'm going to do it tomorrow, or this evening rather. I'm going to let the sun go down. Right now it's about 2:45. I just got through mowing the property up around the house. It usually takes me about 2 3/4 hours, something like that. And like I said, I cut it just a little bit higher because the grass was higher than I normally cut. And I just want to make sure that, you know, I get a good, decent growth out of it when I put the Megmo blades on, and I'll get a good, true comparison then. And my field, I shouldn't have to cut my field but maybe one more time this year after I cut tonight or this evening. So you guys hang in there with me, and I don't know if I've made my mind up yet to put the Megmo blades on this video. I think I'm gonna wait and do a second video and do show more video of me cutting instead of just some pictures, and see how you guys like that. And if you guys got any pointers you can give me or anything, I'm open for suggestions. I've never had a bigger tractor like that. It's just a, you know, John Deere 1025R, and I used to cut all this out here with a Sears Craftsman. I think it's a GT 2000 or something like that. I think it had like a 27 horse motor, and that was a good mower. It lasted me about 11 years, and I just flat wore it out. I probably went through probably 10 sets of blades on that thing. But I know I had to get something bigger if I was going to continue cutting this field, and plus my back is not the best in the world, and the 1025R does have a lot smoother ride than that Craftsman mower that had. But anyway, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a separate video and put the Megmo blades on part 2. If you guys like the video, let me know. Give me pointers. I'm open for suggestions, and I hope God blesses your life. You know, if you're not into that, then I understand, but I am. So we'll see you later. Got off the mower there and we'll take a break. It's getting pretty hot. And I don't know if it'll show from here. Let me see if I can zoom it in. You can see that part of the field there, the grass is probably about 1.5 feet tall. Some might be close to 2 foot. But I cut the yard. Now I'm guessing it was around 8 to 12 inches tall. And I don't have a lot of that grass that, you know, if you just cut around in a box configuration and you throw a lot of that dead grass on top of the live grass, and raising that shoot up a little bit seemed to disperse that grass a lot better. And you can tell I got over here on this side, and I realized just on the other side of the garden, the burn pile right there, I scalped the yard pretty bad. I wasn't paying attention, and then I all of a sudden seen that my wheels were up on my deck. So after I adjusted the wheels, put them back down on the deck so the deck could float over the ground, I got a lot better cut. So go over here to the other side. Down there behind the garden stays wet a lot, and I get a lot of crawdad holes, little crawdad mounds that build up, dulls my blades out pretty bad. And right over here it does the same. And this grass will get anywhere from 1.5 to 2 feet tall if I don't keep it cut down. And it's been about 3 weeks since I've cut the field. This area right in here close to the house, I always keep it about 6 inches, 8 inches at the most before I cut. But anyway, you see I've got a decent cut and I scalped right here. That makes me mad. But as you can tell, I've had a tree to come down on vacation. And I'm not dealing with that. That's what they make tree cutters for. I got a buddy of mine that does that for a living, and he's gonna come over here and give me a price on it. And he doesn't do me too bad. Sometimes I'll let him dump a load of chips up here and I'll use it in my garden and stuff. But that's the project to come after I get the field done. I'm gonna do the field this afternoon. And the field, I'm guessing, is right around 3.5 acres. Got all this up here. It doesn't look like it, but that's a pretty steep hill. And it comes all the way over to the other side. And it takes me a total of about 6 hours and, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 minutes maybe, which is not too bad. Then I got the field on the other side of the tree line right here. It's about an acre. And I'll get that tonight also. But anyway, I don't know if you can tell, but all the way up behind that corner up there. And little John Deere 1025 does a pretty good job. I'm having a problem with fire ants right now. And I'll show you the best way to take care of that. That's my secret weapon right here. I use it for the bees. Sitting outside here, the bees like to get all over us. And it's just a spray bottle with Dawn dishwashing liquid and water. Put the sprayer on for the bees. When I catch them, I'll burn them up with the sprayer. I was noticing I had a fire ant mound started right here.
Now I'll take the sprayer off and I'll pour the soapy water all on top and let it soak in. But that right there will get rid of your fire ants. You don't have to have a bunch of chemicals or anything in your yard. I'll do that maybe 2 or 3 times. They'll build up and I'll come back out and spray them again. For some reason the soap right there. Let's see. There he is. For some reason soap eats them up and kills them.
And Amos likes to come out and roll around the grass. I don't want to put a bunch of pesticides down on the ground and take a chance on him getting himself all poisoned. So soap works good for me. Anyway guys, the biggest reason I wanted to do this video, let me turn the fan down. I'm sure it's going to interfere. But the biggest reason I wanted to do a video on cutting my grass this time is I bought some Megmo mower blades, and the little spacers they give you to put over the end of your little pulley down at the bottom where your blades are attached to. Anyway, I'll have to show you the instructions here in a second, and I want to put them on the same way the instructions said, but the diameter of the shoot, I don't know whether it'd be an axle or what, but the blade goes over it, and this was making the blades set on top of it, and I didn't much think that was going to work, and I tried it out, and I put the blades on the way they suggested to put them on, and I found out that the blades were hitting each other. I think I'm probably have to have a 1/16 of an inch to an 1/8 of an inch maybe took off the end of the blades. But I really want to try them blades out because I've heard a lot about them. I'm not sure, but they're supposed to keep the bottom of your deck a lot more cleaner. Supposed to have more uplift to throw the grass out from underneath the deck. And that's my biggest reason wanting to try those things. I think I give it like 300 and some odd dollars. I can't remember the exact amount for them blades, and I don't want to give the guy a bad name or anything, but he was going through some difficulty by the time I ordered from him, and I could tell his head just wasn't in where it should be, and he had told me that he'd recently had to bury his wife, and I felt sorry for him. So I wasn't about to call in and complain on, or complain about it, because that's just not the kind of person I am. I'm not going to give a man grief when he's already got enough grief to handle. But I think with just a little bit of modification to the blades, I think the hole where the blades are mounted needs to be just a tiny bit bigger so it'll seat itself on that pulley, or the bottom of the pulley there where the blades mount, and I think that it'll be okay. I don't know if it was something he didn't notice at the time or not, but I'm gonna put that video out after this one. I'm gonna let my grass grow for about a week so I can get a good look at, see how the different cuts are going to be. My field, I'll just tell you right now, I always cut it when it's like about as tall as it is, anywhere from 1.5 feet to almost 2 feet tall. And if I'm feeling good and I don't have back pains or anything, I'll get out and try to mow it every 2 weeks. But we've had so much rain this year. Normally I have to mow that field maybe 4 times a year. This will be the 7th time I've mowed the field, and I'm gonna put some video on it. I put some fast forward video when I come back and finish up the video. So this is just the first part, and just stay tuned. I'm gonna click you over and we'll do the last part, and I'll come back and tell you how I feel like it, it cut the field with the old blades, and I'll show you the difference. And then when I do part two, I'll do part two with the Megmo blades, and I'll see if there's any difference where the grass can get thrown out from under the deck, and if it's got a lot better cut. I found out that when I do cut with the blades that I've got now, I have to sharpen them about every 3 weeks. I think I'll put probably 10 or 12 hours on the blades and then sharpen them. And they've done pretty good. I'm not complaining about it. I just want to see if there's something out there that makes a difference and not as difficult to take off and sharpen up. And they claim these Megmo blades, you got a big circle. Well, I'll just show you. Okay, here's the Megmo blades, and as you can see right here on the ends where they've been, focus in, where they've been hitting each other. And I think the blades are just too long. The directions is right here. It looks like hand-drawn directions, but I tried putting it together the way it shows right here. And this washer that you fit over this collar right here wouldn't fit over it. It just fit on top of it. This hole is the same size as that hole, and I think that the washers, they meant to cut a bigger hole in them, and they didn't. I'm not going to dig through the box down there to pull them out and show you, but that's exactly what it's done. And then you got the original washers that come with the blades goes on the bottom of your big blade. And I got 4 cutting edges on each one, so that's 3 more times what I had. I had 2, 4, 6 cutting edges. Now I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 cutting edges. So hopefully it's going to make a difference, but I got them loaded up in the back of the car. I'm going to take them down tomorrow to the machine shop and have them drill it out, and we'll put them on and see how it does.
Okay, what I'm showing you here is where I rounded off my corners, and I try to make my cutting edge straight as I can. And in this part right here is just where I'm cutting off the part that I rounded off, and seems to make everything go faster. I always do a border trim and then back up and try to cut off these sharp edges. That way I'm not backing up and going forward, backing up, going forward, every time I meet a corner. And seems to go a lot faster for me. Okay guys, right here I was trying to show the height of this grass and where I slow down. This is my biggest problem in the yard. It stays wet about 80% of the time, and this grass is anywhere from 1.5 to 2 feet tall in some places. But the standard blades on this John Deere seem to do pretty good about pushing it down and cutting it. And the other thing is, I don't know if you noticed, there was these big bare spots in the ground where the crawdads have built these mud towers, and I try to knock most of them down, but sometimes they'll get up under the blade and I'll have a dust storm from hitting those things, and that's what's dulling my blades. But I can't wait to try out the Megmo blades, see how they do. All right, guys, I've had to do a voiceover because you couldn't hear me on the tractor again. Job is finished right down here at the bottom of the hill in this little dip. Like I said, it stays wet and the grass is laying on top, but I mean, the field looks good after it's cut. I got one spot over here behind the creek bed and up behind my barn that's still finished. That's about 20 more minutes of mowing. It's getting wet, so I'm going to save it for tomorrow. But anyway, this is a finished project.
Well, guys, you've seen the problems I run into with the Megmo blades, and I just think that's a minor inconvenience. So next week I'm gonna have them mounted on. I'm gonna do a true comparison on the standard John Deere blades and the Megmo blades and see if there's any major difference, which I'm hoping there will be. But we'll see. Stay tuned for that second part. Sorry I didn't show a lot of video on cutting the yard up around the house. It's just too much moving around, and you know, the field's a lot easier to video going back and forth, and it's a lot easier using that fast forward. So hope you guys didn't mind. We'll catch you later. If you like the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate all the subscribers I got while I was on vacation. My channel boomed up. The last video I put out had over, so far I think it's at 19,000 likes, or 19,000 views. Sorry, not likes, but views. And that really tickled me to death. So, like and subscribe. And I'm Steve, and everybody secretly loves me. It's a family joke, so hope you guys understand. We'll see you.